This is crazy as NHL insider Elliotte Friedman reveals shocking details on the Vancouver Canucks top prospect, Tom Willander, which are going to leave a lot of Canucks fans wondering what Patrik Allvin and management is doing following the conclusion of Tom Willander's NCAA season. We're going to break down all these major reports, the shocking details, and the implications going into the remainder of the season later on in this episode. Before we get into that, if you're not subscribed yet, we're trying to reach our goal of 7,000 subscribers. We're trying to reach this before the end of the season, and with only 2 games left, if you haven't subscribed yet, it's completely free. We'll keep you up to date on everything to do around the Vancouver Canucks with the remainder of the season, going into this offseason, and prospects, and everything else. So if you don't want to miss out on that, go down and hit that subscribe button. It's completely free. But with that, we got up straight into the first topic today, where we did get a report coming out on Tom Willander from Elite Prospects Cam Robinson. Cam Robinson goes in to say, instead of flying west to begin his pro career, Tom Willander is back at Boston University and resuming classes this morning. Everything can change with one phone call, but it's easy to wonder if a battle over bonuses is delaying his signing with Vancouver. Now, the biggest thing is we know the Vancouver Canucks are currently eliminated from the playoffs. They have 2 games remaining, and depending when you're watching this, if it is after the Sharks games, they have their final home game versus the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, it doesn't stop there, where we do get more reports coming out from insider Elliotte Friedman saying, I think the A bonus thing is a very real. I don't know. Like, in a position like Willander's, burning the year might not be the best thing for him. It might be better to build up more of a resume before burning that year. Now, the biggest thing is we know a lot, and I mean a lot of NCAA guys are currently burning years off their LCs to join their team, and a lot of these guys are doing it going into just a couple days concluding their season. With Tom Willander, we're looking at the Canucks first round pick in 2023, 11th overall, comparing against some guys that are currently NCAA guys that headed straight into the NHL. Ryan Leonard did it after 1 day, Gabe Perreault after 1 day, Zuv Boyum did it with the Minnesota Wild 3 days later, Jimmy Snuggerud with the St. Louis Blues. So it is a little strange to see the Vancouver Canucks not having Tom Willander signed after concluding. Yes, it is only about 2 days after, but with the reports coming out that he's still in Boston at the university studying, does leave a lot of question marks with Tom Willander and where he's heading. Listen, Tom Willander is their top prospect. Jonathan Lekkerimäki joins him among the top of the list, but we do know that he has been playing pro games with not only the Canucks, but with the Absurd Canucks as well. Now, looking at Tom Willander, a 6'1", 180-pound defenseman, right-handed shot from Sweden. He has found himself perfectly fitting within Boston University's system. We've already seen the Canucks already move guys from NCAA straight into their system when Quinn Hughes did it. Just a day after his NCAA tournament had concluded, he signed with the Vancouver Canucks. 1 day later, I believe it was March 9th to 10th or whatever it may be. But we know the Canucks are just really frequent with signing some guys. Jonathan Lekkerimäki, who was signed the year before, finished the season with Abro HK, joining this Vancouver Canucks team just a day or a couple days after his season concluded, coming in to play with the Absurd Canucks. So it does get very tricky for this Canucks team, wondering what to do with Tom Willander if it's over a signing bonus, if they don't want to burn a year of his ELC, kind of like we've seen Elliotte Friedman bring up. Maybe they want him to build up a bit more of a resume, but the resume for Tom Willander is already quite good, making the World Juniors, playing with Boston University, making deep runs with this team. But Rick Daly does speak out on Willander as well, where he says, I just got a bad feeling about where things are between the Canucks and Tom Willander. Thing with Willander, very quiet right now. He does seem attending classes at Boston University this morning, and he's not on his way to Vancouver. He's not on his way to Absurd. That's not a good sign. Now, the biggest thing is, listen, we know with this Canucks team, they have 2 games remaining on their season. Being eliminated from the playoffs after a very disappointing season, we know the lines are not the best, but the defensive pairings are pretty much filled out. Right now, we could have seen Tom Willander join this team and take over on the third pairing, but Kudratsov came up on an emergency basis with the Vancouver Canucks to make his debut, and so did Tolopilo. To shout out to these guys making their debut with the Vancouver Canucks, but right now, they are pretty much filled in on defense with some key injuries. We've seen the Derek Forbett injury, which I don't even want to touch on as it was disgusting with no suspension once again coming the Vancouver Canucks ways. But right now on defense with the big club, it is pretty much filled out, and I understand maybe Tom Willander not wanting to join this team for just a game or two, and the Vancouver Canucks not wanting to burn a full year off his ELC entry-level contract just to show his face on this Canucks line for not only this game happening versus the San Jose Sharks, but it would be the final game remaining versus the Golden Knights going into the season ender. But listen, looking at Abbotsford as well, we know it's pretty crowded on their back end, just setting a record for the most consecutive win in the Abbotsford Canucks history, pretty much solidifying themselves as one of the best teams in the AHL over the past month and a half. But looking on the back end, they once again have a lot of faces, and maybe they don't want to break things up with this Canucks pairings going in to the playoffs, and Abbotsford Canucks, of course, because the Vancouver Canucks did not make the playoffs. But looking at the defensemen, for the Abbotsford Canucks, you have a lot of faces that you probably know a lot about. Jet Wu is someone that is poised to eventually make his debut for this Vancouver Canucks team. But right now, Tom Willander not being signed, still at Boston University, seeing the reports coming from Elliotte Friedman. Maybe they want his resume to build up a little more, which once again, I don't agree with. A former 11th overall pick getting top pairing minutes with Boston University, playing in the World Juniors, playing at every single level possible. Tom Willander has built up his resume, but I completely understand from the Canucks stance if they don't want to burn a year off his ELC. Now, looking at Tom Willander, once again, no current contract signed with the Vancouver Canucks. Still a young age at 6'1", 11th round overall pick, not round, wow. But looking at Tom Willander, signed by date August 15th, 2027. So listen, if they don't sign him right now, that is fine. He can still be signed in 2026 or 2027 as long as it happens before August. His UFA year, 2032. Is when he would be set to join as a UFA. So if the Vancouver Canucks want to sign him to the entry-level contract, they should get it done this season. But there is a very big possibility. Maybe he wants to go back to Boston University. He doesn't want to finish classes. We've seen multiple reports coming out that this is something that he takes very seriously, and that's his education, which everyone should. But with Tom Willander still being in classes, not set to join Abbotsford, like Cam Robbins said, one phone call away, this could change everything. But it does seem like reports are showing that Tom Willander is not set to join the Vancouver Canucks this year. He could sign in the offseason, join this Canucks team straight out of camp. We know it's going to be a crowded D pairings. I mean, looking at this right now, you have a couple guys not in it. Forbert is an RFA or UFA. Maybe he ends up coming back. Noah Juleson is a name that does possibly come back, but I doubt it with this Vancouver Canucks team. Overall, he's going to be fighting for spots with Junior PD, DPD, and Victor Mancini to get within this lineup. The Canucks have done an awesome job with how they've built this, but it doesn't even really stop there when we know another Boston University player in Aiden Celebrini, sorry about that, will not be signing with the Vancouver Canucks and heading back to college on into next year. Cam Robbins said, I wonder about Celebrini entering the transfer pool and finding a new home for next season. Now, the last name Celebrini might stick out pretty much to everyone, as this is Macklin Celebrini's brother. As you can see, born in Vancouver, BC, probably like Macklin, a Vancouver Canucks fan. So we will see him go back to Boston University, or if he transfers to a new team, we'll see this as well. But listen, Canucks fan, there's a lot to take in. What's your thoughts on Tom Willander not signing? I know it's shocking to a lot of people, as I was pretty dead certain that he would sign with this as soon as Boston University's season was over, and I was quite excited for it as well. What's your thoughts on him not heading to Abbotsford just yet? Let me know down in the comments, and who's your favorite prospect within the system? Go ahead and leave a comment, and maybe we'll cover them in a soon-due video in this off season. Let me know down below. Now listen, I'm dying with the flu, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, go down and hit that like button and subscribe button. As I said, we're trying to reach 7,000. While you're down there, leave a like, subscribe, share this with your friend. We'll be back with another episode tonight or tomorrow. Canucks fans, we'll get through this. They're gonna have a top pick again. Maybe they get another steal like Tom Willander, but that'd be it for this episode, and take care.